Hi everyone, it's a cold, rainy day.
Lulu, skip to my Lou, Lulu, skip to my Lou.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Okay, I just spotted some things I want to show you. First of all, look at these beautiful candlesticks up here. Wow, now they're obviously from the Depression era. Could even be into the 40s. And they're etched, they have roses on the bottom. I don't know who made them. See the etching? It's $6, it's $12 for the pair. So I'm not gonna buy them because, well, they really are pretty though. What do you think? I love the way they're tiered. And you could do 6 candles that way, or you could turn them the other way. Those are really, really pretty. Okay, folks, well, I'm going to break in here and do a little talking about these candlesticks. And I'm safe at home, sitting in my creaky old Windsor chair. In case you can hear that, that's not my bones or my false teeth. I really don't have false teeth. Well, here they are. I didn't buy them. I should have, but I didn't. They're still on my mind. Isn't that awful? You know, but you're laughing because you do the same thing. You know you do. Mm-hmm. Yep. You see something in the antique store and you go, eh. And then you're dreaming about the candlesticks 8 hours later over your pork chop and mashed potatoes. Well, I'm not going to be back in that neck of the woods until Saturday afternoon, so they may or may not be there. If they're not there, then I lost them. If they're there, I'm going to go ahead and buy them. They were $5.99 each, so $12 plus tax for the pair. Great, great price. Why? Why yes and why no? Well, first of all, when I saw them, they're 3 light candles, 6 altogether, but each individual stick is 3 lights, which is rare, or at least harder to find than single light or double light. And I recognize the quality of the glass, don't you? Look at this picture. Now you say, well, with all that junk behind it, I can't hardly see anything. Well, I understand that. But it actually helps with all of that common glass in the background because we can see the quality of these candlesticks just jump right off the page almost. Look at the lead content in those things. You don't even have to pick them up. Well, I recognize them as being made by one of the good glass companies of the first half of the 20th century. Fostoria, Cambridge, Duncan Miller, Heisey, blah, blah, blah. What are the other ones? I always tend to name the same 4 or 5. So I quickly snapped a picture, shot it off to my former college roommate, who I formerly referred to as my old college roommate. And I continued shopping, and he wrote back and he said, yeah, they're Heisey. Ah, I should have known that they were Heisey. Look how good the quality of that glass is. I didn't buy them, as I said I should have, but I did step aside and do a quick eBay search. Let's look at what they sell for. Now, we were both lamenting, he and I, that 20, 30 years ago, these candlesticks would have sold easily for over $100 for the pair of them, maybe closer to 150. Let's look at what they do now. You can imagine they don't do very well. Let's pull this up. Might be a little bit blurry. We can see in November a pair of Heisey glass orchid etched. Now, you'll notice it's the same blank, okay, but the etching is different. You can't see the etching, you'll have to take my word for it. These two here had the orchid etched pattern on them. Now, we do see in the description that one is flawed. I don't know exactly what they mean by that. I didn't read any more of the description, but there's a flaw in it somewhere. And I'm going to assume that they don't mean a chip. But anyway, that pair only sold for $12. Ugh, And all of us who have been in the antique business for over 30 years are just, oh my goodness. Pyrex bowls sell for thousands, and these only sold for $12. All right, don't be so dramatic, Scott. Get over it. Another example. Again, the picture is difficult to see. The same candlesticks, but again, we've got the the orchid pattern. The example in the thrift shop that I showed you was a rose etching, so some type of a rose pattern. And but here, this Heisey pair sold for $16.58 in October. So I only just, once I saw those two recent posts or auction results, we'll go back to these again. I just quickly decided not to buy them. Now remember, I'm running a business. I buy to sell, and you guys have watched me. You know my thought process. Nevertheless, I still wish I had bought them, and I'm hoping that they're still there when I go back. What I would probably do is, if I can buy them, is because of the quality of them and really the beauty of them, is go ahead and buy them and list them in the shop as a buy it now, not at an auction price, but I would probably put a buy it now on them of something like, $59, maybe $49. We'll say $59. And just leave them there. Now, the auction business is a funny business, and there are exceptions to every rule. You never know. But it's the kind of thing that may sit for 6 months to a year. Who knows? They could disappear within a couple of weeks. So it's not a quick sale. It wouldn't be a quick return on your money. And at, $12 in tax, and then it cost me $5 to cross the bridge, so I sort of calculate that into the cost of my trips, and that's a factor that I have to consider. But I will say that I do regret not buying them simply because of the quality and the beauty of them. And in this case, it's the kind of thing that I might feel like they're worth holding on to. All right, so let's get back to the shopping. By the way, again, Fostoria glass, it's like anything else. Always do your research, because a lot of the pieces have dropped in value drastically, but those die-hard collectors out there are still paying top dollar or close to top dollar for rare items. So there could be something like a pitcher, P-I-T-C-H-E-R, or a butter dish, or some particular size of a charger, or that has tremendous rarity and is extremely valuable. So research. Yeah, but it's good glass. Okay, enough talking. Back to the shopping. And did I just spot a beautiful Bakelite Art Deco clock from the 30s? No. Don't get too excited. Shanghai, China. Nope, that thing was made within the last 10 years. So, pretty design, definitely copying the Art Deco style. But it's new. Ooh. Excuse me. All right. A little anchor hocking green, forest green. This is usually where I score carnival glass, if there is any, but I'm not spying any today. What's over here? What is this? Just plastic. They actually don't say anything on the bottom of them. So, beats me. Hello, bird. Not really seeing anything in the lamp department, but I think I spied a piece of uranium glass back here. So let's go back to it. Can you spot it? Here, I'm going to pan around this shelf. Now, I don't have a black light with me. Aha, there it is. But there's a certain, well, glow to it. Luminescence, fluorescence. Yeah. I think it's probably uranium. And notice the bottom of it. It's very nicely polished, and there's a lot of wear. See all the scratches where it's been polished? That thing has been slid across a counter many times. So this was probably made by one of the good glass companies of the Depression era. I'm not sure about that. Does anybody recognize it? It almost has a mid-century flair to it. It's interesting, and it is priced at $3. So that might be fun to purchase just to do some research on. But you know, I don't know. I think it's uranium. It has that look to it. But no black light with me, so I can't be certain. But I'm still very attracted to those. Very much so. Well, that's pretty. Well, that's not a pattern that I recognize. All right, let's turn it over and see what it is. Oh, it's English. What does that say? Moit, Staffordshire, England, Old Chelsea, Checkers, Chiclets. I can't read that. So it's pretty though. Oh my word, do you guys see the marriage? Do you see the marriage? How hideous is that? Now who did that to that poor little autumn leaf dish? Put that top on there. Well, it kind of fits. Yeah, that's a bad marriage. Divorce court. That wasn't very nice of me. Yeah, these things are still here. Just as chipped as they can be. Little etched piece. Little mid-century piece. I think a Corning might have made that. Oh, this is still here. I have a question. Now this is Fire King. Can you see that? Okay. Fire King. And it's a casserole dish. Two-sided. Now, what would you do with that? I guess it's not that unusual. I'm familiar with the Pyrex two-sided casserole dishes, but I've never seen one made by Anchor Hocking and marked Fire King. I guess you'd put tuna noodle casserole with onions in one side and tuna noodle casserole without onions in the other side. That's what I would do. What would you do? What's over here? This is looking like run-of-the-mill. I forgot which colors are on sale today. I have to go look at the sign.
Okay, what would you do with that? Filled to the rim with Fancy Feast. Oh, no. You know, I love this. I see this snack tray all the time with the little indentation here for the cup, and I've never actually found one with the cup. But I just love that. It's really an Art Deco design, but it's probably mid-century. Love that. If I could find this snack set with those little cups, I'd buy it. Now there's a refrigerator dish, and I think my former college roommate was asking me about this the other day. I think he sent me a picture of this and asked me if I knew who made it, and I told him I didn't. And it is completely unmarked. If you're watching, former college roommate, is this the one you asked me about? Unsigned. Oh, I know what I want to ask you, folks. What would you do? No, I don't want to ask you about that. What would you do with these? Now, I saw these the other day. There are 4 of them. Can you see them back there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they hideous? I didn't peel the sticker back. They look like they're probably either Glass Bake or Federal. But anyway, do you like them or not? There are 4 of them with onions. Are you feeling the, what, something like 1975 to 1985, something like that? I'm not really sure. I'm gonna lose my mind if I can't find a hemorrhoid cushion. Well, everyone, look, I want to show you. Somebody donated their collection of pressed glass. Some of it is cut or near cut glass, creamers and sugars. There may be a few spooners in here as well, but I'll just sort of scroll down or pan down the shelves and let you see. All of this glass would date really from the 1880s, 1890s, up to about 1920, when, you know, this started to really fall out of fashion with the American public. Mid-20s. So, anyway, I did actually buy... Well, let me be quiet for a minute. Just let you... Look at this one. I'm going to talk about near cut to you later. And what's the difference between pressed, American Brilliant cut, near cut, pressed cut, and then of course most of this glass just has no marking on it at all. Excuse me. And some of it is just really beautiful patterned glass. Look at this one back here. Beautiful. And then, pardon as we go by these canning jars or whatever they are. And we get down here, there's even more. And here's an elegant one with a Greek key design. Is that a Greek key? Even more. So much. Look at this. Wow. What a collection someone had.